Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Bobby, and I wanted to show you this really cute card I made this morning. This just says a little kindness goes a long way, and I used the flowers in the Thinlits from, the flowers are from Falling Flowers. I used this one and this one, and then this sentiment comes from kind of Eclectic, is right here, and the border down at the bottom kind of reminds me of typewriter keys, these polka dots. I used that for the border, and I did my stamping with the Misty simply because it's a me thing, but a lot of times when I'm stamping I don't get a good impression the first time, and I like to have a really crisp impression. So I have cut my cardstock, and I'll give you the measurements here in a minute. I want the border down at the bottom. You know, and a lot of people have been saying lately that they're making their own Misty with a one of these stamp cases. But you know, I find that there's a little bit of play in here because it's a soft plastic, and I worry about it stamping in the same place every time, and this is a hard hinge that doesn't give, so that's not going to be an issue with that. But we're going to stamp this border using the kind of Eclectic and Memento black Tuxedo ink. And I usually end up having to stamp it twice. Although that came out pretty good the first time. I like that. So we'll leave that one go. And let me put this up here on this plastic form till I can clean it. That was a good hint from Don Griffith. Oh, I need to keep the Memento out for the verse. And that is right here. And I want to stamp a little kindness. Goes a long way. Let me get that one out. And this Misty is just so handy because you can place it wherever you want it, and then when you close the door on your stamp, it picks it back up. But there's a grid on there, so you can line it up with that grid and make sure that your words are exactly straight. So I'll put this one right on the line there and make sure it's exactly what I want, and that'll be fine. But no, I didn't get it straight. I can see it now with white underneath it. Okay, that looks better. So we'll stamp this up. And I like to put the paper down in the corner where I can make sure it's in there really good and tight. That way sometimes your stamp will pick up the paper. Now see, that K is not perfect. And I don't like to give somebody something that looks like it's halfway or haphazardly done. Now that's nice. That's a good crisp black image. So put this one up here until I can go clean them. Ugh. It will stay. I just didn't push it hard enough. Okay, I think that is all the stamping we have to do. So I'll lay the Misty aside. And then I have already stamped the flowers, and what I used was Tempting Turquoise ink on Tempting Turquoise cardstock and Calypso Coral ink on Calypso Coral. Then this is Emerald Envy. I love that color. It is so pretty. And I just stamped a partial leaf on the second one out of a scrap because that's all I need. So we have our basic Whisper White. It is 11 by 4 1/4. And I didn't bring my, yes I have my, let me score this at 5 1/2. I like to score it. It gives you a better crease when you're folding it. Oops. Get it at 5.5. Thought I left it in the other room, but I didn't. So we're going to fold this in half. And did I bring the bone folder? Yep. Okay. Now this piece is going to go on the Calypso Coral. The Calypso Coral will go on the white. Actually, I think I could trim that down some more from the side. Let me trim just a little bit more off of that, because it doesn't look really proportionate. See if that helps any. There's always a way to fix everything. Maybe a little bit more. So it's going to end up being 3 3/4. That's better. See how that's going to work with this. I'll trim just a hair off of it. Got to make it look like it matches. Almost tried to score it. Okay, that's better. Okay, and I'll give you the final measurements. It'll be posted underneath the video. But it'll layer like that. And then we have the sentiment here with black under it. And that'll go across the center like this. And that's not quite 3.5 anymore, so I'm going to trim these two to make them 3.5 so they match. Because I did have them at 3.5. I don't know how I got off, but you know, stranger things have happened. So this needs to be 3.5 both pieces. Let me scoot this down to the bottom so it's straight. Oh no, what is that now? Where's the white? Let me see what I trimmed this down to. I trimmed it down to 3 3/8. So we'll trim that one off. Now let's take it off of this side. Don't want to get too close to the verse. 3 3/8. And the same for the black. Get that out of there. Okay. There we go. Now we're in business. That should match perfectly. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to mount this with a little Tombow. Make sure I'm in camera there. And this one goes next. The one with the border down at the bottom. And we're going to center that. Alright, that's pretty good. And then we want these together. Just with a little black border behind it. And we'll mount this on the card. And it's going to be, I want a little bit of a margin at the top, but and just barely a gap between the border and the bottom. Okay. Now, we're going to put our leaves. I like to kind of curl things up a little bit so they don't lay so flat. And I'm going to put just a little bit of Tombow on these two leaves because the rest of it's going to hang over a little bit. Oops. Boy, that came out like gangbusters, didn't it? I'll smear some down the stem. And I don't want it to run out because it leaves a shiny residual and I don't like that. Make sure there's none on there. And I'm just going to angle this way, but I want it to hang off a little bit to the side. Ugh. Got it on my fingers. And let's just kind of scrunch this up on the edges a little bit. And then we'll add some wink of Stella to it after we get it mounted. And we're going to put this one on a pop dot. And you can actually curl them with your bone folder too and give them a little bit of shape. It kind of helps break the fibers down so they don't look like a flat piece of paper. Okay, dimensionals. We've got a new pack here. Can't run out of these things. And I just need one in the middle. And that'll be the main flower right there. And then this little partial one, I'm going to tuck it up under. Let's hope I don't get a whole bunch of glue this time. I don't know why it's coming out so fast. I've been struggling trying to get it to do anything, and now it wants to fly out of there by the gallon just about. Okay, and I'm going to put this up under there. Actually, I want it to go. Let me cut this leaf off. It's holding me up. I still got some glue on there. There. I wanted it to go up at that angle. Okay, and then we'll scrunch these up a little bit, these little guys. And glue dots for these. And we're going to put one here. Just tuck it up under there a little bit. I want to leave a little bit of it sticking out. And this one is going to go over just a little bit. And this one will go over here. And then I want to put basic rhinestones on them for the centers. Put these little ones on here. And this one. And then I'm going to put one of the bigger ones in the center of this. And then a little wink of Stella on the petals. Now I haven't put anything on the inside of this one yet, but I do that a lot of times. I make cards ahead, and then when an occasion comes up and you need a card, all you need to do is add the proper sentiment and you're good to go. So there's the wink of Stella just on the petals. Just adds a little bit of a finishing glaze to them and gives them some sparkle. There you go. So there's the card for today. Isn't that pretty? I just really like it. I love these new stamps they've come out with. They're just so gorgeous. So here's the one I just made. Here's the one from this morning. So I hope you like this video. If so, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Then you'll know when new videos are released. I appreciate you taking the time to join me. And if you need any supplies, please go to bloomin'hearts@stampinup.net to order your supplies. It helps me continue to make these videos. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.